Welcome to episode 66 of Relics of Orr, or episode 3 of Relics Runs. We're back in the Fractals of the Mists again for the second time in 3 episodes because we love them so much. And this time we're going to be doing level 30 Fractals, which should be rather exciting. I'm joined today by Coehl, who is running the camera. And
Yes,
what exactly
hello.
what class and sort of specs are you running, Coehl?
I am running, well, back when I've heard it referred to as a couple different things now. It's altruistic healing guardian, I've heard immortal guardian, but basically it invests a lot into a lot of defensive stats and stuff like that. It's great sword for a lot of control for one weapon set. And then the other weapon set is either scepter or mace plus shield. You just switch those as needed. And then a bunch of shouts and yeah, renewed focus for tossing out virtues like crazy.
Cool. And we've also got Spirit here, our awesome thief. What exactly are you running on your thief, Spirit?
I'm a support thief. I throw out conditions, I make sure people get rezzed when they need to be. By using stealth, I control aggro through stealth and blinds and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Cool. And we also have a Nexi here running a Necromancer. What build are you running, Anexi?
I have Marks and Wells.
Very cool. And Notorious Pig, the Notorious Pig, also known as Black, with the super awesome Frost on his back, is also running a Necromancer. And what are you running with your Necro?
Running straight conditions, straight bleeds.
Nice. I will also be running a Bleed Necro, which should make things interesting. Be mildly exciting. So we'll be stacking it. We'll be living off 25 Bleed stacks. And a whole ton of Epidemic everywhere, which is amazing because Epidemic stacks. Love that so much. And since this is level 30, we all have to have Agony resistance. I have 5 Agony resistance, which is going to end terribly for me, I suspect.
It's all good.
Black,
we made our daily healer.
you're actually the one that's at 30, so sort of give us a rundown on what Agony is like at level 30 Fractals.
It's pretty good if you don't have. Usually you can survive, you got 25, but you got less than 25, it's a little bit difficult to survive, especially the Jade Maw. But other than that, it's just like 20 to 29.
Alright, should be interesting. Now, I have just been doing level 10, so I'm probably going to be spending most of my time dead, which is boring for most people, which is why we've got Coehl actually running the camera on this one.
Correct.
So let's go ahead and start that up. We're also going to be discussing some of the stuff that's been coming up in Guild Wars 2. First of all, February 26th is going to be the Gathering Storm for Frost and Flame. And one of the big announcements this week was that there will not be any Dub v Dub content. Coehl, what have we learned about that so far?
For Dub content, not much, but I'm really glad we got this Fractal. We get this, this is gonna be fun. But yeah, for World vs. World,
Adventure.
As I recall, most people are just disappointed that we got nothing for it. Is that correct? Actually,
Yeah, I think so. It seems with the community that people are fairly disappointed because, you know, they were kind of expecting something. But they are still giving us some PvP stuff. Specifically, we'll be looking at a new map. Has anyone seen anything about the new map? What are the sort of the features of it?
So this one brings, well, first of all, it's called Spirit Watch, and it's a Norn-themed map. It's got the spirits of Raven, Wolf, and Bear, I believe, at 3 points around the map. It follows the same point capture mechanic as all the other maps, but it has a capture the flag type mechanic too, because in the middle of a map the Orb of Ascension will spawn and you'll have to go and cap that. You got all your regular skills, I think they said, while you're holding it, but you move 40% slower. And then if you take it to a capture point, one of the statues, the orb will ascend, and you'll get a point bonus for your team. I can't remember the exact numbers. And then if it's your cap point, you get points for your team. If it's not your camp point, so if the enemy has that statue, it's instantly neutralized. You don't have to channel it. And then you'll be able to cap it right away as well.
Nice. So that should add some interesting effects to those sorts of fights. Now, one thing, it's a little, I mean, it's sort of capture the flag like, I suppose for anyone that's familiar with World of Warcraft, it's a lot like the that one that was in Jade. Anyone?
I think everyone's all focused.
Battle map. Everyone's not.
Oh no,
AB.
AB wasn't capture flag.
Yeah.
Warsaw
No, the
Gulch.
one that. No, not capture the flag. The one where you grab the power and bring it back to base to get points. The flag where you take the flag. It was the one set in Outland.
Hey guys, check me out. Artist way.
Are you stuck?
Yeah.
This is a ceiling.
The ceiling's that way.
Are they getting killed by the rocks? So anyways.
I was laughing so hard you killed me.
Spirit.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna participate. I don't want to lose the animation. But I will dodge like this.
Did it again.
Okay, so you're talking about one where there was power. Oh, I lost the animation. You would move. I'm thinking of Warsaw Gulch when you say that.
No,
the
that
one
was.
with
I mean,
the-
that was straight capture the flag. It was the 4 points that were set in on the floating islands from Outland.
Eye of Eternity?
Yes.
No, that wasn't Eye of the Storm.
No. Eye of the Storm. There we go.
Yeah.
Eye of the Storm. So it's kind of like it reminds me of that, except that was a little bit different. So that will probably be. I think we'll see a lot of different definite movement. So we've already started this event. Okay, cool.
So I didn't attack him or anything. Oh shoot.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises early in the morning.
So we're not getting any huge PvP changes aside from a map, which I guess does count as a fairly significant, especially since it's adding.
What the piss?
Wow.
What the heck happened?
I don't know what that was about.
I'm guessing all of the NPCs died.
Oh.
Apparently. So we can't let them die.
We totally did that to teach the audience a lesson.
Totally.
So, Spectral Grasp if you're a Necromancer. Thief also has Scorpion Wire to keep these guys from getting to the NPCs. And we really have to focus Fire 1 until it's down.
Sounds good. So I noticed that you put that there's no rating reset for the World versus World. Spirit, does that mean that they ended up not doing a rating reset, or that they're not doing one for the World versus World change?
I don't know, but we talked about last time we recorded that there had been a reset. They ended up not doing it, and as far as I know, are not planning on it currently. But I'm not very up on the World v World right now. I'm working on it. I joined a World v World guild, who the Forest Guard on Northern Shiver Peaks, and they've been absolutely excellent to me. So I'm learning more about World v World, but I don't know a whole ton about it right now.
So yeah, actually I went in with them last night, along with you, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. We got to drive like an alpha golem, which which was exciting.
Watch how we do with a drunken sailor. Watch how we do with a drunken sailor. Watch how we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning. Throw him in the hole with the captain's daughter. Throw him in the hole with the captain's
So,
daughter.
huge thing that they announced is something that they're doing on the trading post. What exactly is that, Spirit?
They're adding the preview feature to the trading post. So like normally we can preview drops and we haven't been able to do anything like that from the trading post. Now we'll be able to, and as an added bonus, they've added preview options. So you can preview weapons, for example, stowed, drawn, or just the weapon itself. I don't know if that applies to armor as well, but I would assume you could see the armor piece by itself as well.
Nice. So that's a huge, that's one thing that a lot of people have been wanting on the auction houses to see. Now, do we know anything about whether or not we're going to get particle effects on these new?
You know, I don't know, but they have been making improvements to that. Priory and Sylvari Tier 3, I think, had glass pieces which were previously not visible in preview, but now are, so I would imagine those... They've been small updates. I don't know about particle effects, though.
Early in the morning. Hey ho, up she rises. Hey ho, up she rises. Hey ho, up she rises. Early in the morning. Watch how we do with the drunken sailor. Watch how we do with the drunken sailor. Watch how we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning. Shave his balls with a rusty razor. Shave his balls with a rusty razor. Shave his balls with a rusty razor early in the morning. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises early in the morning.
But I bet you're glad we didn't pick to show you guys something boring like dailies, which have changed which are going to change with the upcoming patch. Anyone, Coehl, what exactly is happening with the with the dailies?
From what I understand, we will actually be able to choose what dailies we'll be doing, which would be pretty nice. I know I, for one, will be doing Daily Dodger every time.
Super easy.
Yes.
But for those people who hate Daily Dodger and think that it's a waste of time, well, you won't have to worry about that anymore.
So as a random tip here, obviously, this
Now,
might
Black, you had an interesting idea for what sorts of things they could do with these new dailies. Since it's not going to be required dailies, they can sort of do whatever they want with them and say, well, you didn't have to do that one daily. So there'll probably be like 5 conventional dailies and then 4 or 5 specialized dailies. What idea were you having, Black?
I think they're gonna put bosses in, but I think that would be really cool. Maybe like the event chain bosses that actually lead to a boss would be nice, something like that.
That'd be interesting. So specific event chains, and then a boss or just name the boss at the end of the event chain, like Zofqua Catacombs, Risen Eye, kill it, get final rest.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Oh, that would be a terrible daily. Find final rest.
But it's optional, so you don't have to find final rest. You just could if you want.
Could you, though?
I'm so glad I
Probably not.
found final rest for my daily, said nobody ever.
Nobody ever.
They'll be, yeah, literally right now. I mean, I'm sure they'll be happy when they find it now. Okay, I will be using a wall of reflection here when those little grubby guys, those elementals show up, because it's awesome. I will also be roping them in as best I can under the boss.
Sounds good. Gonna scream like a little girl.
Also, Eric, it was nice knowing you.
What are you talking about? I got this.
Oh, okay. Most people I know can't dodge his stuff, including myself.
I dodged that.
We're supposed to have 25 agony resist at this level, right?
20 is good enough.
Oh, good.
Who's your daddy? That's right, I've dodged 2 of your arrows.
Are you just dodging constantly and praying?
Pretty much. Oh my goodness, there's so many minions! There's so many!
Damn it!
Oh,
He
we
didn't
get it.
heal.
Nice. We have a dead Shongaqu.
So Spirit, tell me about these guild missions and group puzzles. They sound pretty interesting.
Yeah, we don't really know what they are, but we know we'll be able to do them as a guild, which is a step in the right direction in my opinion, because they've been focusing a lot on server community, but not so much on guilds. And so it's nice to see some content come out that is guild oriented.
Yeah. Nope, you're about to get back in the fight, it looks like.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Early in the morning. Hey ho.
Holy smokes, your flesh golem is tanking like a pro, Black.
Hey, it's the first time for everything, right?
I know. He just stood in the middle of like all the explosions and was like, yeah, it's cool. I got this. Which is a little bit weird. I'm somewhat worried, actually.
Why's that?
Because flesh golems shouldn't be competent against this sort of boss. Like, this sort of boss should just eat them for breakfast. He must just be straight up ignoring him.
Oh, I just gave him agony.
Nice.
I didn't know that would do that.
Careful not
You
to
can
push
give
him
the
to the
boss
next phase.
agony?
I just did. I have a new use for that. I'm probably gonna go down.
You and everybody else.
Poop.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Throw him in the hole with the captain's daughter. Throw him in the hole with the captain's daughter.
So, beyond just the group puzzles, they're actually adding a guild currency. Now, do you think that's going to be a guild currency that you get, that each person gets? Or do you think that that will be a collectancy that will be spent like guild, whatchamacallits, what we have now?
Influence.
Influence.
You know, I don't know. It would make more sense to me to have influence that, or to just have used influence as the currency, because they've talked about, you know, being able to buy upgrades like reduced waypoint fees for everyone. It doesn't really make sense to me that they would have added a new currency when they could have just said, okay, you get so much influence from doing a guild mission, and then having the additional choice to spend your influence on, you know, the reduced waypoint fee or whatever. So, I mean, if it does the same thing as guild influence, it would not make sense to have a new thing. So in that sense, maybe it will not function like guild influence, if that makes sense.
Do you think that since currently they're charging like 3 or 4 gold for completely useless guild gear, it could be a possibility, well, not completely useless, but for guild gear, do you think that the merits might actually be in person, like a token that you get, like your dungeon tokens and that stuff, and it's like guild tokens essentially? And that's what you would use to, say, buy your new shield that shows off. Oh crap. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That was terrifying. Please continue, Coehl.
I think it should be a currency used to buy the favor of your guild leader. No, IMO. No?
Not that you're biased or anything.
No.
What do you think, Anexi?
Hey, I'm good with that.
I'm just gonna sit out here at maximum range and
Can
dodge
we
occasionally.
move him towards the middle so he doesn't decide suddenly he wants to eat all the captives
All of the captives.
There we go.
all at once?
I'm amazed at how far my staff's range is. Aha! Love elementals!
I panicked and put down blue everywhere.
That means you're a good guardian?
Nothing I did there was terribly effective.
It means he threw his keyboard down the stairs.
Like
Down,
any good
I'm
guardian
down.
should.
I'm dead.
Sailor, what shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Early in the morning. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Hey ho, and up she rises. Early in the morning.
Everything is fire.
I've just heard this fractal described perfectly.
Terror?
Everything is fire.
So true.
Oh, we should be good now. We should have this.
He didn't say, we got
would
this.
you would you
There we
say that perhaps we got this?
Yeah, I would
No,
say
no,
perhaps we got
definitely.
this.
You can't leave it ambiguous.
God bless.
Oh no! Oh no!
Commit.
Oh no!
Behind the wall.
I may have just leveled up as a necromancer.
know when you're ready to depart.
That was an adventure.
I got my daily healer done, so I guess that's good.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Sub-zero conditions in your area. And I'm registering something unusual coming from a nearby village. Be careful.
All at once now.
I wish I was a necromancer.
I'm going to.
When you guys go all the way down, that's actually kind of awesome.
I like how human characters go. Ha! Ha!
It's
It's
just the human males. It's the same thing with my engineer, who is a human male. Every
know what
time I'm
they're
on
doing?
him, he makes so much noise.
What they're doing is they're making human males into Talon Silverwing. Ha! Ha!
So accurate.
Approve.
Ha! Ha! Talon Silverwing for president.
Can't breathe.
I'll distract.
My name is Talon Silverwing, and I approve this message.
You never cared about how I feel for you. Never sorry, never sad. You never want to know that I long for you.
Greatest thing about a guardian is when you heal, you get all of your health back.
Yes.
How does that even... That doesn't seem fair.
Well, it's not technically all of your health, but because their heal is just so darn effective, it seems like all of your health.
That
And most times it takes me to full.
That and they're not making use of a lot of health. It's just every health point they have is so efficient. So, a little heal goes much further for a guardian than, say, a warrior.
Okay, the difference between this one and, say, level 20 is we do not want to aggro all of the mobs. So, we want to choose a point on the map and all head there by going behind the huts rather than through the mobs.
Get off me. Leave me alone. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. No! God bless the ship. I'm trying to switch the skill out. Yes.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we'll have stability now.
Awesome. I'm trying to not blow Psychob and burn myself to death.
Feeling hurt or bad. You never miss me, never try to live. You never miss. It's up to me to fight, and it's up to me. You're never there, always gone away, always gone away. Excuses, it's not right.
Explain it.
I suppose all of you have the jagged horror thing, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
ArenaNet, please. I
That
don't
is
want to
the
have
worst.
a jagged horror.
I mean, I like the idea, but it's just so useless. and causes so much trouble that it's just not worth it.
You know the formula. More pets equals good.
Well, then
Right?
why can't
Unless
we
you're a
summon...
ranger.
I mean, as a
Unless-
necromancer, yeah, it's totally true, but that's why they limited the pets that we can have. But they give us this one, even though we don't really want it.
I was being sarcastic, and it seems like all the pets are crap to me.
If I could have 30 ineffective minions, it would still be 30 ineffective minions that would be meat shields at that point. I would not complain, is all I'm saying. Actually, I've been playing Path of Exile a little bit, and that I like the minion system in that. One of the problems that I think that Guild Wars 2 has is because they went with a pure cooldown system, the only balance that they have for minions is the cooldown. I've been thinking that maybe though, if you just turned, instead of giving turn minion skills into using life force instead of a cooldown. So you could, as long as you've got the life force, you can just summon a minion immediately. Otherwise, it will or otherwise there'll be a cooldown for the skill. What do you think of that, Black?
I would think anything is better than the current state of minions. I don't even use minions. I only use the flesh column. That's it. Just because I would use the lich form more, but if I'm in lich form, I'm not doing any condition damage, so it kind of defeats the purpose of my build.
It's a good point.
It's the
Not that
flesh
you're doing
golem
much-
pulling everything.
And also, you're not doing much condition damage on our target, anyways, here.
Oh yeah, for this part, yeah, I know that.
I'm so lonely.
Ow.
What the hell just happened to me?
Ice boomerangs of death.
I thought I was doing just fine, and all of a sudden, street pizza.
We have no torches.
Where did the torches go?
I'll stealth over and get that one.
I got one.
And now, the rare ice elemental. No longer rare because we suck and spawn many of them. In his natural habitat, waiting for a thief to put in the downstate. As you can see, his olfactory senses are quite useful. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's no joke to be made of an elemental who can smell things. Also, there's the party wiping right over there. Oh, look at that. Let's have a comparison of health. Spirit Face, about 25%. Shongaqu, 10. Black is at halfway down the downstate. Thus we can conclude something is really jacked up because the Guardian died first, and the Thief is doing the best. This is a problem. There is no way that the Thief is a good player. That's impossible. That's preposterous. There we go. Balance is restored to the world. Wait, no, they're gonna come out of that. Well, at least during this fight, the progress on the elemental source doesn't get reset after you wipe.
Yes. And he doesn't reset while you're in the room, even if you're stealth. I've had to be, even though I use Shadow Refuge a lot on my thief to stealth my teammates and help them res, if you stealth everyone, the boss won't see anyone and he'll reset. So we've had, the most frustrating instance of this was Subject Alpha and Crucible, who reset from about a third to full, even though 3 or 4 of us were still in the room nearby him, but we just couldn't stop him because he reset too fast.
Somehow I have managed to drop comms. Not quite sure how that happened.
Just say you're sorry.
back on topic of the show that we're strictly recording. So, by the way, did you guys know that we were doing that? Apparently, Josh Foreman, the dude who is responsible for the awesomest of awesome jumping puzzles, is still working on the mother of all jumping puzzles, and he dropped some very interesting information on the forums. Did you read any of that? Being as you are our information source today.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Spirit. Or do you know about the stuff that he talked about on the forums, Coehl?
I tend to follow Josh Foreman pretty closely. He's a pretty cool guy. If anybody saw the Halloween episode of our show, I ripped into some of the problems that the Mad King Clock Tower had, and that like there were
Even though it was awesome.
The jumping puzzle was awesome, but there were some things that they learned from it definitely, and you could see it in their winner's Day jumping puzzle. But anyway, he responded pretty kindly to me in regard to all of that, and I thought, this dude's got some class. And so when he was talking about this new jumping puzzle he's building, he was talking about how he considers them to be jumping challenges, not puzzles. That way it's less limiting in what they're trying to create. And he's also going to create 3 different difficulties of this jumping puzzle, so that everybody has a chance to see it. But, you know, I'm kind of wondering, like, is there going to be some title for which one you've done, or do the drops, are they better when you've done a higher version of it?
There is a unique title associated with each challenge level.
That's pretty sweet. So I was thinking, as I was reading
Master
it,
will of course be the, or
Juzzle.
how would you do
Juzzle Lord.
Juzzle.
Yeah, but if it's the
Lord,
jumping,
was this the top rank challenge as opposed to jumping puzzle? Yeah, I guess Juzzle doesn't work as well. Challenge, the challenge Lord.
Oh, I am in a wall.
We are all in a wall.
I got turned around.
And it's gonna solve some problems we've had in jumping
Except
puzzles
for
before,
Black.
right?
He knows what he's doing. It sounds like what did you see was changing?
One of the big things is that they're gonna normalize the size of characters to, I believe they said all the size of Asura? I'm not sure.
Didn't hear a specific size that they were doing, but that would be. I was kind of hoping to see Norn-sized Azura, to be honest.
Oh, that would be. I don't know. I don't know if I could handle
That'd
that.
be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure
feel 6 feet tall. You are.
what size we're gonna be, but we're all gonna be the same
I
size.
just want to see giant mutant Azura, because that'd be amazing. Where's the thief? I'm not hiding behind you properly. There we go. Notorious knows how to play this character.
One thing I liked about the discussion of that jumping puzzle was, on the forums there were a lot of people complaining of, you know, people are going to find any reason to complain. But he actually bothered to respond to all of them. And he did it pragmatically, addressed the point. Zero PR speak, he actually just handled it. I was like, huh, they do that sometimes.
I was fascinated actually by a Reddit thread came up after that. Apparently he is now like our arena employee of the week, because one of the things is someone was complaining about the state of the jumping puzzles and how he didn't like them, and he actually responded. Josh Foreman responded, and they had a fairly intense discussion initially, or the one guy was complaining and Josh Foreman sort of called him on it, but then later on Reddit, while a bunch of people were making fun of the guy, and Josh Foreman came on and said, well, actually ended up giving good constructive criticism on this page and linked the rest of the forum post, which I thought was pretty cool.
You'll oftentimes see him weighing in on Reddit. He goes by Ragged Scythe.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he wins the unofficial Relics of Orr ArenaNet Favorite Developer of the Month award. Also, he does jumping puzzles, which I love. So, you know, straight up.
He's the guy. The one that we talked about that just puts them in and then surprises people with. Do you remember that?
He is.
He's the guy.
He is him. I'm pretty confident that is what he's doing. ArenaNet says, yeah, we need another jumping puzzle, and Josh Woman's like, oh, well, I've designed 14 more in my spare time. Which one would you like? Which, actually, evidence definitely suggests that, because the weird, creepy face room is something that he's worked on. Outside, that you can glitch from Codicus. It was going to be one of his challenges, and then a bunch of people saw it, and he was like, well, that ruined the surprise. So, I'm not sure if he's still working on it or not.
Oh, I hope so. That's a wonderfully terrifying place.
So, small note about this boss, it's really easy to dodge his agony, which is the red circles when he goes up top. But also keep in mind that if he starts breathing frost on you, don't dodge through him or around him because he'll just turn and get everybody. Dodge backwards.
Or run in a circle, because it's amazing.
Because you're evil.
Please don't
Well,
freeze us
that
all.
too.
If you're hiding behind me, I'm just gonna move to the back so you can't get us all in trouble.
Blast it, you figured out my secret. Also, one thing that you'll see the Necros are doing, the competent ones at least, is we're stacking a whole ton of traps right at the spot where he spawns in, or marks, so that when he comes in he gets this initial just massive spike of bleeds and every other horrible thing ever. Which is a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say.
She would?
Whoa, he...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going down.
You got this.
Also, where I'm standing, for anybody who does this in the future, you can basically avoid... I'm sure they've seen in the video by now because it's completely centered around where I am, but you cannot be hit by any circles if you just go here.
Which now ArenaNet's going to put circles there. Thank you, Coehl.
Yep.
Relics of Orr, we're here to help. And then get everything we tell you nerfed.
Someone want to tell me where this guy thought he was going? I'm going to the corner now.
He thought he was going to a tea party. He heard Jormag calling him.
If I get 2 more stacks, I will be frozen.
It's cool you got that.
Better you than me.
Oh crap, Agony. I was mildly distracted looking at show notes, shouldn't do that. Anyway. So Colin Johansson had a cool interview on MMORPG.com and talked about a few things. I think most of what we've talked about here, talked about the update because it was specifically concerning that. Did you guys pick up anything interesting from the actual interview?
Not that we haven't discussed. He does talk a little bit more in detail about the guild stuff than we went over, I think. But mostly just saying that guild rush is a thing and you rush places so many times and it lasts as long as a timer, so you don't have to worry about not getting it when the minimum number is completed or whatever.
The interesting thing that I thought was that while guild members will be getting the guild rewards, swim! Players who participate in the guild triggered events will get a alternate reward that is not guild based, which I think is interesting. So
what's nice about it is anybody can participate. You don't have to be in the guild.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a good way to recruit and that sort of thing as well, which I think is cool.
We should do some Relics of Orr guild-sponsored events.
We will have
Totally.
to. I will say I am slightly disappointed though, because spin. Because they said that this is how guilds will create content in the open world. And guilds will be creating content for other players. And I'm like, well, we're just triggering events. I'm not sure if that's really creating content. And I was kind of hoping that they'd give us, like, something that we could make, like, actual content that we could create, as opposed to, well, we're just flicking a switch. It's like saying, I made that light bulb, when all you did was flick a switch to turn the light on in the room.
Well, this could be the foundation of the system that gives us more control over the content that is created. I mean, this is just the start of this, right?
That's true. By the way, I am sad. I have not had any purples drop this run. Oh, that's so terrible.
They are pink.
Yes.
Whatever.
No, it's a large
If
difference.
only legendaries dropped.
We'd be running fractals a
Can we
lot
hit
more.
that stupid thing, Cole?
One thing I've done in the past is just moved on, and for some reason when you come back, the dude's not a problem.
They've reset. Okay, cool.
Wait, here he is. What the piss? Well, he was here for a second.
So
So-
your pinks are in the wall.
Nice, nice.
Probably.
Alright, this is the part that scares the crap out of people.
They're all my children. Which, I mean to say they're all blonde. Oh wait, blind.
That's probably a situation where the inside joke reversely spoken lost the impact. I think people are going, what did he say?
That doesn't make any sense. Well, it is something that Shongaqu said.
To give it context, it's, hold on, I need to live first.
To give it context, if you've watched the live show, you'll know that I am blonde, not blind. Although I suppose I might be. Technically I am legally blind. But that's beside the point. Anyways, at one point I exclaimed when I went into plague form, haha, you're all blonde! Inadvertently, because, well, sometimes in the excitement of going into plague form, I speak English poorly. Or maybe that's just a mental condition. I don't know.
Well, you ran in and you're like, you're all mine, haha, you're all blonde, and I was like, okay, taking those two statements together, it sounds like he's claiming them as his own children.
That's what I heard.
Light room. Please.
The light room scares me.
Oh yeah, this is the dungeon where the chest takes your request.
Wait,
Oh.
what?
Okay, so we've had darn good luck asking the chest at the end of this fractal for drops. The first time I realized my thief had a green spear gun and it really needed to be upgraded, so I asked the chest for an exotic spear gun. It gave me a level 80 exotic spear gun, the exact stats I wanted. So the next time I was on my
Should
mesmer.
I ask it for dusk?
Yes, you should.
Okay.
It did the same thing on my mesmer when I asked for a harpoon. So you have to ask the chest for drops and you have to say it aloud, otherwise it doesn't work.
And go.
Time to bust some heads.
Go. Go.
I could outrun a centaur.
Go. Dodge. And let's just skip these mobs and keep going.
And that is why lights are better than dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's like having your cake and eating it too, or something.
You ever heard my dolphin noise?
No, I have not. Actually, I have, but I think you
For
should
the
share it
purposes
with the
of my
entire
entertainment,
internet.
no, I have not.
Hold on, let me see if I can get
I
this.
have not heard it.
I can't get it right. Hold on.
That was a terrible dolphin noise. No soup for you.
It's better when I'm cold and I'm
Man.
shivering.
That sounds like a dolphin after the Exxon Valdez, dude.
That's terrible.
But accurate.
Not that there were a lot of dolphins involved in the Exxon Valdez, but, you know, there could have been.
Fun thing to note, since I noticed a lot of people don't do this in pugs and stuff, when that dude starts electrocuting, and if you have a sinking skill, such as a Mesmer, Guardian, or Necro, it interrupts it. Or when he's eating somebody. Also very useful there.
Nom nom nom.
In case you don't know, when he eats someone, that is what causes agony to that person.
And he gains up to 25 stacks of might, which can be stolen and distributed to your group if you play a Mesmer. I like doing that.
What?
That's
you can use
amazing.
Arcane Thievery, I think it is, and it puts the 25 stacks on you, and then I also use the Signet that copies your boons to all nearby players, and I give the whole group 25 stacks of might.
Oh god. I'll remember that.
I also keep the Signet that improves boon duration, though I don't know how much that improves it.
Sunk. And a note that, interestingly enough, sinking actually has no effect on his Defiance.
Neither does Immobilize, because it's a condition. So those are two ways you can get around Defiance.
Oh no. That was super scary.
I don't know, seemed like you lost quite a bit of life.
Right, but he left me with quite a bit. So after that bit's gone. It's not like he's gonna hit you twice with Agony, so.
Or will he? I don't know why
Good question.
I rolled my R's there.
For funsies.
Get away from the Agony! From the Agony! You have no defense! I just like to everyone that this just shows how pro I am. Cough. Lol.
Or how
Except
pro we are that we can carry you through this.
Shh. I did not just get Agony there. That was not me getting Agony.
Yeah, you swim away.
Okay, up.
For some reason you didn't know this, or if it's not clear what we're doing, we're pulling the jellyfish into the electrical fields because he takes more damage there. Generally, we do it in guild groups, but I've seen pugs not do it before. And he just takes longer to kill if you don't do that.
You beat it.
No, we were talking about the jumping puzzle. I've heard only 2 to 5% of players completed the clock tower. Which is why they kind of brought the difficulty down a little bit for Winter's Day.
Except it was designed to be 2 to 5, I think, but the problem was they put an exotic at the end.
I don't know why that's a problem.
Wasn't it just exotic shoes or something?
Yeah, it was exotic boots with magic find.
It elevated, since it was a... Yeah, I know, I jumped off the edge, I'm sorry.
Should I stay here for... Oh, okay.
I got this, it'll be fine.
Goodbye, Black.
I survived. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What?
Did you use the spectral thing?
I have no idea. What?
Test Shroud.
You're full of hacks.
Wait,
was
what
nuts.
did he do?
I'm not a thief, and I'm telling you, you're full of hacks.
Since ArenaNet may watch this, he did absolutely nothing. He just made the jump, and all Necros can pay me 1 gold apiece.
Yeah, Necros definitely do not base jump ever.
They're terrible at that.
They're horrible. They're the worst base jumpers in the game. Like, the only ones... Yeah, I mean, seriously, they don't even compare to Druid base jumpers.
Druid?
Yeah, that was like the thing to do in World of Warcraft, was jump off something as high as possible,
flight form.
and right before you hit, go into flight form.
So I tried to combat jump.
Where am I?
You know, dodge jump. Yeah. I knew I was gonna fail at that on video.
Well then, I will... right here.
Holy crap.
And he lasered me at the same time.
Huh, everyone's dead.
What in the...
Shh.
I'm not dead.
I'm not completely
Nex is
dead.
about to go down.
Lies.
Oh, interesting. I could just retry from a checkpoint, but...
No, you'll get Agony coming back in.
Oh, okay, let's not do that. That's a bad plan, I believe, is what we qualify that as.
Daily healer.
That's right, who dodged your laser eye of doom, Jade Maw? Shongaqu did.
You tell him, Shongaqu.
Dodging
That's
tips.
right.
Dodge as soon as the skull goes away.
Not a moment before. You may see the laser coming towards you, and you may be screaming like a little girl when it's lasering at you, but you should not. You should wait until you can see the whites of its laser eye. Not quite sure where I'm going with that.
I have no idea.
It sounded awesome. So,
I was muted. Hey guys, I was muted. I've been talking. Wow. Did you hear me using the southern accent and all that?
No.
nope.
Oh my god.
We haven't heard you since you restarted the... Have we heard him since we restarted the video?
Yeah.
We would have had to have.
Well,
You
the best...
disappeared right after you went down.
At least once I post the video, you'll be able to hear everything I said.
bonus features.
Here we go. Nice.
You know, I heard you talking back there, and I thought maybe you were just doing a little bit of
Improv.
just
Relics of Orr director's cut.
giving the audience some information while we weren't really talking. Also good to know, it's good to kill the Colossus away from
Oops.
the so that you don't get these crystals up top. You don't want to kill them near these blocks.
Also, one thing to note is if you kill one and it's right near a reflecting crystal, loot it immediately so that you don't accidentally loot it when you're trying to pick up a reflecting crystal. People may call you a ninja, but they won't call you a ninja if you guys survive. What? How? What?
It's
I'm
agony
gonna-
time.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I have 25 agony resist, and I still went down, pulling out all my heals. And also, I'm dead.
Sorry.
Oh, check that out. Oh, what's up, little jelly? How's it going?
Oh, did
I
you
want a piece on it.
waypoint?
Yeah, it allowed me to do the checkpoints. So I was like, I'm not gonna task you guys with that.
Well, you're still gonna take the agony when you come back in, so.
That's fine.
He got killed because of the knockdown.
No, somehow I just got overpowered by agony. Oh, poop.
We also suggest holding a reflecting crystal whenever you're resin.
Once again, Martha Stewart approved. It's a good thing.
God dang it! I can't
Don't
be.
die up there.
Here's hoping he doesn't target me. If he doesn't, I'll be fine. No! You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, it should be up to 30 tomorrow when I can finally get enough of those new laurels.
Nice. I think I'm 2 days away from it.
There, I got down here.
Graz.
No, I missed. Pro thief right there.
I got stuck on the tentacle.
Can't keep me down.
Oh! Spirit.
How many times have you done that
Trolling.
I know. Also, I have no gloves. It's pretty awesome.
to me? Oh, I'm barefoot.
I'd like to just share the fact that I currently have no broken armor.
Then I'm doing my job by being a meat shield.
You have been the perfect thief meat shield. Thank you, Spirit. None of this would have been possible without, well, any of you. If only we had the friendship bracelet item, where we could then break in the middle of this giant battle and have a group hug.
Nope.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
It'd be amazing.
Nope.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we would have to break combat. Sorry.
I guess not.
I might have trolled you there.
Hey, that was my 150th fractal.
Congrats. Wow. That's a lot of fractals.
Yeah, we've been running a lot of fractals.
I don't think I'll say how many I've done.
Lacey's done more than me.
Let's see if the
Just think, there are some people who have done more fractal levels than you have done fractals.
RNG gods are favoring me again.
Actually, I'm not sure if people
Do it,
are
do
at
it.
150
Oh.
yet. I'm certain there's a point where it becomes mathematically impossible.
Oh, grats.
Nice.
Just another one to add to the bank? I don't know what to do with these things.
Put them on ults.
That one's good for an alt, actually.
Ah, you got the one I wanted for my Ellie.
Yeah, that's the one I want for my Ellie too.
In
Well,
that case,
guys,
I'll put it on
this
my
has
Ellie.
This has been a rather ADD episode, but then again, it's level 30 fractals. What were you expecting? Like us to, you know, just sit around Josh, bunny trail like always? No, this is serious business here.
Oh yeah, yeah, so, yeah.
Thanks for watching episode 65 of Relics of Orr. We didn't have a lot to talk about this week, and apparently Spirit looks like a cyborg, and she didn't want the masses to see her in her technologically disarrayed state. As we hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in-game or online somewhere. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them to us at relicsofor@gmail.com or tweet us at relicsofor. And there we go.